If you've been scrolling through endless rows of office scanners, reading specs that sound the same, and still feel stuck wondering which machine will actually survive a day in a busy office, you're not alone. The decision feels especially heavy when you picture a stack of invoices, a handful of business cards, and maybe a few long-format drawings all waiting to be digitized. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent a few afternoons watching unboxing videos, reading the official Canon overview, and talking to a couple of small business owners who've already put the G1130 through its paces. So let's break down whether this scanner truly earns a spot on your desk. First, picture the typical workflow in a modest accounting firm. An employee receives a mailer with a batch of receipts, a client drops off a ledger that's longer than a standard letter, and the receptionist hands you a stack of freshly printed reports. You need to feed all those items into one machine, get a clean digital copy, and move on before the next client walks in. That's the moment the DRG1130 tries to prove its worth. At 130 pages per minute, the scanner can chew through a 100-page batch in under a minute, which translates to less than a coffee break's worth of idle time. In practice, that speed means you're not watching a progress bar for half an hour while you wait for a single client file, something that can feel maddening with slower models. Speed is only part of the story, though. The image formula, branding, isn't just marketing fluff. It's meant to signal flexibility with document types. The unit handles everything from a thick business card to a ledger-sized sheet, and even those long documents that many office scanners refuse to accept without manual adjustment. I saw a short demo where a user fed a 14-inch legal-size invoice and the feeder didn't jam, then followed the same feed with a stack of 3-thick business cards. The machine automatically adjusted, delivering crisp scans of each without the operator needing to change settings. For a small office that doesn't have the luxury of a dedicated scanning specialist, that kind of set-and-forget adaptability cuts down on training time. One of the hidden pain points in any high-volume scanner is double feeding when two sheets slip through the feeder together, resulting in a garbled scan and a wasted page. Canon built a double feed detection system into the DRG1130 that stops the scan as soon as it senses an anomaly. In real-world terms, this means you're less likely to discover a missing receipt weeks later when you're reconciling accounts. Instead, the scanner pauses, prompts you to remove the extra sheet, and then resumes. That safety net feels especially valuable in environments where a single misplaced document could mean a compliance issue. Now, who should actually consider buying this machine? If you run a business that processes more than 500 pages a day, think legal offices, tax preparation services, or a busy medical practice, this scanner's throughput and document versatility make it a practical investment. The speed alone can shave half an hour off a daily scanning routine, which adds up to a noticeable productivity boost over weeks and months. It also shines for anyone who deals with non-standard paper sizes on a regular basis. The ability to toss in a mix of business cards, receipts, and long forms without constantly tweaking settings is a genuine time saver. On the flip side, if your scanning needs are occasional, a freelancer who digitizes a few client PDFs each week, or a home office that only scans occasional receipts, this model might feel like overkill. The upfront cost is higher than a basic desktop scanner, and the 130 ppm engine consumes more electricity than a low-volume unit. In those scenarios, a slower, more compact scanner could meet the need without the larger footprint and price tag. Also, the DRG1130 is a sheet-fed scanner, not a flatbed. If you frequently need to scan bound books or delicate originals that can't be fed through rollers, you'll end up needing a secondary device. A practical weakness that shows up in a few user comments is the occasional need for manual clearing of jammed paper. While the feeder handles mixed sizes well, very thick cardstock can still cause a hiccup, requiring you to open the top cover and gently pull the sheet out. It's not a daily nightmare, but it's worth noting if your workflow includes a lot of heavy promotional flyers or glossy marketing materials. The machine also lacks an integrated OCR, optical character recognition, software suite out of the box, so you'll need to pair it with a third-party solution if searchable PDFs are a must. That adds an extra step and possibly extra cost to your setup. From a value perspective, the DRG1130's price point sits between entry-level office scanners and the high-end production models that can handle hundreds of pages per minute. You're paying for a blend of speed, flexibility, and reliability that's usually reserved for larger workgroups. The double feed detection adds a layer of data integrity that many cheaper machines simply don't offer. In other words, the value isn't